Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're going to deeply unpack the profound weight of a surprisingly powerful, albeit incredibly tiny, piece of text. We're looking at just a handful of words, but let me tell you, these words hold a massive amount of structural weight. We'll be analyzing the excerpt, practical foundations of self-love, and its critical transition into real life. Now, as focused learners, we already know that sometimes the most complex systems are hidden inside the briefest phrases, right? So our goal today is to extract the blueprint hidden inside this short text and examine exactly how an abstract feeling is engineered into a tangible, daily reality.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to pause for a second and deeply consider this really vital question. What actually makes self-love truly practical? We hear this phrase thrown around so often in pop culture, and it's usually associated with these fleeting moments of luxury, like a spa day or treating yourself. But our source text immediately challenges that notion by tying the whole concept to practicality. I want to set a deliberate, kind of meditative pace here, because this isn't just about feeling good, it's about functionality. How does an emotion actually become a tool?
Section 1. The concept of self-love. So, we need to slowly unpack self-love as our philosophical starting point. Notice that the text positions this as the ultimate subject matter, the overarching theme. But it's entirely conceptual at this stage. Before we can even begin to figure out how to apply it, we really have to recognize its heavy gravitational pull in the text. It's the destination, the goal, and the energy source all rolled into one.
Now here's the catch. On its own, it remains a purely theoretical, abstract idea. It just kind of floats up there in the cognitive clouds. Think about it. If the text simply stopped at self-love, we'd be left with a beautiful but ultimately useless philosophy. An abstract idea cannot protect you from burnout. It doesn't set a boundary, and it certainly won't fuel your day. It literally requires an anchor.
Moving on to Section 2, Defining Practical Foundations.
Now, what's really interesting here is the deliberate textual choice of the word practical. The author didn't say emotional foundations or spiritual foundations. By selecting practical, the text issues a direct mandate for action. It demands execution over theory. It tells us that whatever this concept is, it has to work. It has to function on a random Tuesday afternoon when you're tired and stressed out. It absolutely demands utility.
Next up, we have the word foundations. Now, this is an architectural term, an underlying base or structural principle. This word implies heavy lifting, right? It implies that the abstract idea of self-love doesn't just spontaneously happen. It's something that must be constructed, layer by layer, right from the ground up. The text is revealing a sequential truth here. A structural base must be painstakingly built before any real-world application can possibly occur. You just cannot build the roof before you pour the concrete.
So we're essentially taking the warm, abstract idea of self-love and juxtaposing it directly against the cold, hard, tangible requirement of practical foundations. I really want you to see the dynamic tension the text creates here. The phrasing forces this brilliant marriage between poetry and engineering. It's literally demanding that we take a feeling and turn it into physical infrastructure.
Let's recenter on the exact phrasing from the source excerpt. Practical foundations of self-love. Look at how these words bind together to create a robust framework. The adjectives stabilize the noun. The text is basically a blueprint disguised as a title. It makes a promise. If you do the practical, structural work, you earn the right to the overarching concept.
Section 3, Application in Real Life.
Self-love in real life. This final, pivotal phrase shifts the entire narrative. We've moved from the how, the practical foundations, to the where. And the where is everywhere. It's the lived experience. It takes the concept right off the page and throws it directly into the beautiful, messy chaos of human existence.
Which brings us to a really critical prompt for you to consider. How does the theoretical foundation survive daily reality? Just think about the friction between having a nicely constructed psychological foundation and actually deploying it out there in the wild. Real life features traffic jams, unreasonable deadlines, and realizing you completely forgot to run the dishwasher. The text challenges us to see if our foundations can hold weight under that specific, everyday, mundane pressure.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core dynamic of our text today. In the preparation stage, you've got a quiet, controlled environment to build your principles. But execution? Well, that's messy, unpredictable, and entirely uncontrolled. The source material strongly suggests that the preparation phase only exists to serve that chaotic execution phase.
Let's visually map out this chronological progression that's so elegantly implied here. Step 1. Acknowledge the concept of self-love.
Step 2, and this is the hard work, build practical foundations. Step 3 is the ultimate test. Apply it in real life. What started as an abstract feeling has been meticulously transformed into a step-by-step operational procedure. So, the crucial point is this. When we look at the core linguistic pillars we've meticulously extracted and deconstructed today, we see that the text doesn't waste a single syllable. Every single word is a load-bearing column holding up a very specific argument, that genuine self-love requires the rigorous, often unglamorous work of real-world application. Let's look at this chapter heading just one more time. Self-love in real life. This is the ultimate destination. It serves as a stark reminder that real life is the ultimate testing ground for our foundations. If your self-love only works when everything is going perfectly, well, your foundations aren't quite practical yet, are they? It has to survive the messy reality of the everyday.
Section 4. Final provocative reflection.
I'm going to leave you with this final thought. What are your practical foundations for real life? Take the exact phrasing from this brilliant text and translate it into your own actionable reality. What does your structural base actually look like when the chaos of real life hits tomorrow morning? Think about it, build it, and test it. Thank you so much for diving deep into the architecture of these words with me today. Keep building those foundations, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.